Welcome to the Mini Storage Messenger Self-Storage Webinar Series. I'm Poppy Behrens, publisher at Minico, and we're delighted to have you in the audience today. This is one of several informative webinars planned for self-storage owners, operators, managers, investors, developers, and other industry professionals. The sponsor of today's webinar is QuikStor Security and Software, an innovator in the self-storage industry and a provider of management software, wireless alarms, and e-commerce solutions for over 25 years. Today's presenter is QuikStor Security and Software Senior Account Manager Sean Cargo. This year marks the 33rd anniversary of the Mini Storage Messenger, our flagship publication which provides the self-storage industry with in-depth news and information on the most timely industry topics and trends. We also publish a variety of self-storage data sources such as those that you see listed on your screen. To learn more about any of our publications, you may visit our newly redesigned website at ministoragemessenger.com, the information destination for self-storage. You'll also find more than 1,000 free articles and educational tools available for you on our website. Before we get started, we'd like to go over a few housekeeping items. We invite you to submit questions throughout the webinar. To do so, simply type your question into the question area, hit send, and we will do our best to answer as many questions as we can during the Q&A period at the end of the webinar. The webinar is being recorded and will be available for viewing on demand at our website. The presentation should run for about 45 minutes with the last 15 minutes of the hour open to questions and answers. And now it's my distinct pleasure to turn the presentation over to Sean. Good morning, good afternoon, depending on where you are. Sean.
Hi, thank you so much. I'm really proud to be a part of this and looking forward to sharing some information with everyone about increasing revenue with QuikStor Security and Software. Just to give you guys a brief rundown of us as a company, we've been around since 1987, as you can see on our logo there. And we were started by a storage owner-operator who at the time did not really have a solution for managing with software that he felt was adequate. So that became the birth of QuikStor DOS, and we have then been providing software solutions up till now, and obviously working with Windows and much more advanced tools. But the bottom line is everything that we've built over the last 25 years has been with a real-life experience in the industry. So our partnerships that we've created and also the products that we sell, including both hardware and software, have been designed to increase the bottom line and be working hand in hand as we work with our managers to find out how to do best. But we truly are a one-stop shop, and we offer a complete line of product for your storage facility to meet your needs. We have everything from the access control keypads that you see there. We have video surveillance. We offer wireless door alarms. We have our management software. We have our online payment centers, remote access tools to get multi-site management going for multiple facilities, 3D site graphics, music and paging systems, credit card processing, and website design are all some of the things that we do. But most importantly, that we do them all under one roof. And a common question that I get asked is why should you choose a one-stop shop instead of going with multiple providers in the industry? And a couple quick points that I just want to make here. One of the biggest things, and this is what most people are attracted to, is that there's one support number to call for any problems. And so if you forget how to do something in the software, or if you have a question about how the keypad works, it's one number to call. You're not having to lean on multiple providers in the industry to get the answers or the help that you need. We are there to take care of all your problems for the products that we have. That leads into the fact that our products were designed together from the ground up. Our access control was obviously the first thing we had, and everything that we've added since then has been built off of that. And so these products were designed together, designed to work together, designed to provide a higher level of function for the storage owners and operators that are using it. This leads to the third thing here, that there is no finger pointing when it comes to integrations. A common thing in the industry that you have software and hardware from two different providers, and if there ever is an issue, they can sometimes point the finger at each other, which doesn't end up well for you, the storage owner or manager, because you're the one left out in the open with something that's not working. That doesn't happen with QuikStor because we know how everything works, and if something is not performing properly, it's on our plate to make sure it is fixed and working for you. The access control integration that we have with our software rolls right into your management tools. So you have you're saving time. You're looking at the access control and your gate activity right there in the software, so you're never having to go looking through other places to get to that information. And all these things add up to this one point that I want to make. All these things save you and your manager's time, which we all know in this day and age, time equals money. That time means that you can be out prospecting for new customers, or you can have your manager spending more time doing collection calls or setting up marketing, advertising, and things. We know that that time is valuable. You don't need to spend it on headaches working with problems that you have. But just to touch briefly on some of the things that we do offer, our management software is an incredibly useful tool. Our QuikStor Express, we have an addition to meet pretty much every need in the industry. So no matter what your size is, no matter how many units you have or how many facilities you have, we have something that will work for you. And on that, we have customizable options. And so if you want to process credit cards, you don't want to process credit cards, if you want to be able to email or not, all these things can be added on at your choosing, and we can build something special for you. One of the very unique features of our software is that it's incredibly user-friendly. If you are a facility that has, and unfortunately might have a high manager turnover ratio, where you're going through managers more than you would like to, it's important that you have a software that is not going to be hard to learn for them, so you can get them up to speed. And we do pride ourselves on having an incredibly user-friendly software. And so again, you'll be able to get those managers up to speed, and so that they're able to deliver the highest level of customer service for your tenants, and you don't have to worry about an extensive amount of training that could result in fallout from existing customers that you may have. Our software generates instant reports, and so you have all kinds of information at your fingertips. You'll be able to pull up daily reports, collection reports, delinquency reports, pretty much anything you can think of. We have a report for it with over 150 that we've gathered over the last 25 years of business. We're confident that you'll find what you need with what we offer. And just again, going to how we can save time through our software, we have our software can automatically print your bills and notices for you, so you're no longer having to wait in that time-consuming process of the printer churning out bills and notices each morning. They'll be waiting for you in the morning that you come in, because they'll have printed in the middle of the night on their own. On that same sense, we can also have them emailed in the event that you want to go green and save on your monthly postage and printing expenses. But going back to the easy use of our software and how it can add to the bottom line of your property, we have really feel that we've come across a unique design and intuitive interface that allows you to get the information you need for your customers and for your managers, and get them out the door in a time-efficient way. But as you can see, this is a snapshot of our management software, QuikStor Express. For those of you that haven't seen it before, this is what your home screen would look like, and this is where you're going to spend most of your time. As you can see, your complete list of tenants is listed right here on the left-hand side, and it's color-coded to further save you time, so you don't have to necessarily go deep into their account to find out if they're delinquent or not. Tenants that are in red are delinquent. Tenants that are in black text are current. We have blue for vacant, green for reserved, and then we even have a separate color for damaged units that you don't want to rent out, so they'll stand out. But we have things built in like a search filter, so you can get to a customer's information instantly. You can type in their unit number or their last name. You can also filter all your units to find vacancies. You can find delinquency tenants here by using that. And you can also sort this complete list by the unit number, the name, or the size here. One thing that is unique to our software is that when you select a tenant on the left-hand side here, their information immediately pops over here on the right. So you're not having to go through a second window or clicking through a bunch of options to get the information you need just to clarify that their information is current, or finding out what they're currently paying for rent, when their last payment was, what their current paid-to date is. It's all right here on the side available for you. And you also have your gate integration listed right here when you're using the QuikStor Express keypads. We have this favorites tab listed is basically all the major operations that a manager would do on a daily basis. And you can, of course, select the different tabs above to get to different actions. But as I mentioned, in our 25 years of experience, we've come up with the things that most managers do on a daily basis. You have taking a payment, which is probably the most common. An unfortunate one, but it is something that happens. You have the move-outs, again listed right here. You have your bank deposit, you have your waiting list, you have your phone call list for when people call in, and your transaction history, tenant notes, and all that will be located right here. And so again, going to the intuitive interface and how this is centrally located to give you the time-saving tools to make sure that you're delivering the best customer service for your tenants. Moving on here to the next slide, part of our software, as I already mentioned in the instant reports, is that we do have a very useful report center. So if you are not familiar with our products or using our software, we've created a way for you to easily browse all 150 reports and not get completely lost in the details of it. So we've categorized them here, as you can see on the left-hand side, and as you select each category, you'll see a snapshot of each report that is available in there, and there are a couple pages on some of these, just because we have more than 6 reports for some categories. But the bottom line is that you can, when you select let's just say you want to see a sample of this, you would simply click here. It would bring up a larger version of it for you to see what that report consists of. It would have a detailed description of what's in that report. If you decide you want to run that report, all you have to do is simply double-click on it, and it will run the report and either print it out or generate a digital copy for you. Then you can also right-click and add that report to your favorite reports. And so if we go, if we were to go back to the screenshot here, you can see your favorite reports is listed on that main screen. So that's something that you can access on a regular basis. But in addition to offering the favorite reports feature, we do offer what's called scheduled reports. If you have reports that you know are going to be run either on a daily basis, a monthly basis, weekly, annually, whatever you need, you can set up reports to automatically run on a schedule that you set. So if you need to get those to an accountant or to a district manager or to the owner, these things can be set up to be printed and or emailed automatically without you having to go and do anything. Again, adding to the usefulness of this report center, we do have a search field. So if you're not really sure what category you're looking for, but just have something you want to search, you can type it in here, and it will bring up a list of the reports that meet that search criteria. So again, just going to the ease of use and increasing the efficiency of the software use in the storage facility. We do offer a very useful special setup. So you have, one of the things that's popular in the last few years is creating move-in specials for your customers, and so you can offer discounts and things, whether it's in person or online. But we've created an entire tool inside our software to make that easy on you and also easy to track. So you have the specials and discounts set up where it walks you through. There's a wizard that will guide you through the process and allow you to create any special you like. And that's a function of this portion here. But another thing that we realize is important is changing your rental rates based on occupancy. So if you have, if you had a mass exodus of tenants and you suddenly have a large amount of occupancy in a certain size, you can set up the software to automatically adjust the rental rates for both people coming into the store and also online, so that will happen automatically. So if occupancy gets below 60%, you can have a 25% discount applied right away to that unit, because you'd rather have someone renting a unit for less than having that unit not make any money at all. And so these are some of the features that are built right into the program, and these are all automatic. So these things will take place without you needing to make the adjustments. Lastly here, optimizing the revenue. This is a series of reports and graphs that you can view to determine how these two things above have affected your move-ins and move-outs and what is effectively costing you. So you can determine if making the special that you created is costing more money than it's bringing in, or if you're spending, if there's options or room to give away more rent in order to increase the move-ins. That will be shown here in this section where you can optimize your revenue, and that's just another useful feature that we have built into the program. One of the things that we always point out that are gained by using our software services and also our hardware, we want to make sure that you have the opportunity to give your tenants some value-added services. One of the things that has become popular across any place that you pay a bill is to be set up for auto charge. And so every month it will automatically charge either their credit card account or their checking account, and so that you're not having to remember to chase after them, they're not having to remember to pay you. It's a win-win situation. They pay their bill, you don't have a delinquent tenant, everyone's happy. Secondly, another value-added service that you can offer is to go paperless billing. You can send emails to people instead of having to mail them an invoice every month. And so that will save time. If you have to go to the post office, it will also cut down on your overhead expenses for printing and postage. And this is also a great thing to advertise, as companies are always looking for ways to go green. And usually people are looking for businesses that are taking that initiative in general. Another great thing that you can offer is an online payment center. Everyone knows that it's so convenient to be able to pay your cell phone bill, your electric bill, your credit card bill, all online in the comfort of your home, in your pajamas if you wanted to. Why shouldn't your customers, your storage customers, have that same convenience? So you can certainly offer that with our software, and that's something that they can not only pay their bill online, they can view their transaction history, they can set themselves up for paperless billing, and even the auto charge if you give them the option to do so. Another feature of the integration of our keypad system and our software is that we offer something called Pay at the Gate. As you see, the initials are listed there on the slide. This is a unique feature to us that can only happen when you have a seamless integration between hardware and software, to where if your customer shows up at your property and the keypad tells them you are delinquent, you owe $78, normally they would have to come into the office, pay their bill, and use some of the manager's time, get the receipt, get all that taken care of, and then go back out to their car and drive through the gate again after their code has been updated. With Pay at the Gate, instead of it saying you owe $78, please see the manager, it'll simply say, would you like to pay your bill now? And they can swipe their credit card right there at the keypad, pay their bill, have an invoice sent directly to them via email, and the gate will then open and they'll be able to access their unit instantly. So again, happy customers, less time involvement for the managers, and at the same outcome of you get the money that's due to you, the customer gets access to the property. It's a win-win situation. Another important thing is an insurance integration. We offer integrations to many insurance companies, including Minico, but we make it so that it's so easy for you to use with your customers. It's included in their monthly payment, and so they don't see a statement for two separate things, but they see that their rent and their insurance is included in one charge. And at the end of the month for you, there's a report that can be run to determine how much income that generated for your property, and then also how much was sent or needs to be sent to the insurance partner that you are working with. And so this is just another thing that you can offer your customers, that protection, but not add an extra level of work for them or something else that they have to remember to pay in order to maintain their status with you. Lastly here, just another value-added service. You've all been asked if you haven't, if you're not offering it already, but you can sell inventory with our program. So if you need to sell, or you'd like to sell boxes, locks, bubble wrap, candy bars, whatever you like to sell, you can certainly do that and keep track of it in QuikStor Express. So just another thing that can add to the bottom line for you, and also make it so that it's not something that is hard to keep track of, but can be very easily tracked through our software. Moving on here to the next slide, we have, I want to talk a little bit about our access control keypads and how these can revolutionize what you offer to your customers, and also just give you kind of a new look on the property if you do have something that may be a little old or outdated. These keypads that we offer, these are called the Guardian Series keypads. We can customize them for your facility. So we have, as you see right here, there's a little logo that is right here on the middle of the screen. And you can send us your logo. You can put something else in there if you want. It's very easy to swap out. But bottom line is it'll set you apart from other keypad systems out there and what your competitors might be offering. These new keypads are not metal. They're made of a durable polycarbonate housing, and so it is, it's a substantially lighter device, but it's also incredibly sturdy. We went through lots and lots of testing to make sure this is a quality product to put out there. But as you can see, it looks very different than what you might find it at your average storage facility. So, I mean, talk about a nice change of face if your customers, if you've been around for a long time, maybe with an old antiquated keypad system, you put something like this that has some very bright LEDs that lights up the keypad. You have a nice bright 4-line display, so you can display a custom message. You can put your storage name. It'll display the temperature. It'll display the time. It does have an integration to an intercom, so they can talk to you. You can have, as I mentioned, that card swipe down here at the bottom. So you can use that for the pay at the gate feature. And then we also have an option where you can even put a pinhole camera up here at the top. And so if you want to integrate this with your video surveillance system from us, you can have that as well and make sure you're getting that close-up image of your customers as they are using the keypad. You can also add a key fob here to the system, and so if you want to add that extra feature for your tenants, they can use that as well in conjunction with a key code for their unit. But these keypads do come with a 7-year warranty. They are available as wired or wireless, and we are the only keypad provider in the industry that does have a wireless option. So if you have that far out gate, you've never put a keypad on at the back of your property for RVs, or if you have a situation where trenching through your driveway is not an option, or another common thing is you have units across the street where you cannot go under the street or get some type of wire over there, we offer a wireless solution that will likely be able to work for you. And that is something that a lot of people have enjoyed. Just to give you a couple ideas of what the logos look like in the customization, you can see some of our customers that we've done here have created some very nice logos, and they look great once they're installed there, and these do have a really nice presentation there at the site. As I mentioned before, these keypads do come with the industry's only 7-year keypad warranty, and it is an unconditional warranty. So, and that includes lightning. So if you have a lot of storms in your area, or if you have electrical surges that come through your property often and you've lost keypads in the past, that's not something you have to necessarily worry about with going with a QuikStor system. We understand that can absolutely kill your revenue, and one of the things that we've done is created a way to where it'll dramatically reduce the cost to what was happening before. And we will obviously cover and replace any keypads that are damaged by lightning or electrical surges in the event that would take place. The keypads are weather and vandal resistant, so we've again done the testing on these. They can stand the test of time out in the deserts of New Mexico, we have them up in Alaska, we have them all across the country in all different types of weather, and they are performing great. You saw already the illuminated keypads. These do really stand out at night because they are so bright, and so it is a really nice thing. If you have not a lot of light at the front of your property, your keypads will stand out, and customers will likely be drawn to them. And everyone likes to use a well-lit keypad for security purposes when they're entering your property. As I already mentioned, they are wireless capable. But one thing I didn't go over is that the keypads actually store all of the information in them themselves. So if your computer in the office goes down, the keypads still have all of the tenant codes. So even if there was no one there to turn the computer back on when there was a power outage, the keypads will still allow and deny people access based on their current delinquency setting in the program. And so they'll remember everything that happens, including all the activity, and when the computer comes back online, it will update all the reports and all the activity into the software so you won't miss a beat. But that's a nice thing where you won't be getting those calls at 6 in the morning when your tenants are trying to get in and your keypad or your computer somehow turned off in the middle of the night and your keypads don't work. These keypads, as long as they have power, will have all the codes from the last code upload from the software. And that's just a nice assurance that you have to save that time, make sure your customers are happy. Another really neat thing that we offer is 3D site graphics, and this ties in with your access control system from us. And basically, we build you a 3D representation of your property. As you can see, I have a couple examples listed over here. And this can really give a great impression to people when they walk into your business and they see this giant rotating rendering of your property, if you will. And they can see that you're serious about security, and they can also see that you're serious about keeping everyone's status updated, because this will all take place automatically. So when people become delinquent, this will show their status. As you can see here, this one's listed in bright red. When a unit becomes vacant, it will show a particular status. When a customer comes onto the property and they enter their code at the keypad, this will update that status as well. In addition to reserved units, and if you have a wireless alarm system from us, it will even show if their door is open or when their door closes, so you can keep track of that. But again, adding to that impression when people walk in, you always want to be looking for a way to stand out above the competition, and when people walk in and see this, there's no doubt that they are impressed by it and are secure, or feeling confident that you can store their belongings in a secure manner. Moving on to the next slide here, as I already mentioned, we do offer wireless door alarms, and this is a great thing that you can add to your property to increase revenue, because again, it does definitely set you apart from other people that are not offering the level of security. When you guys have these installed, they work in conjunction with our Guardian keypads, and so when they put in their code to open the gate, it automatically disarms their unit, so that when they go and open their door, it's not going to trigger the alarm. And at the same time, when they go to put their code in at the exit keypad to leave, it will rearm their unit so that if it were opened after that time, it will sound the alarm and also alert the manager that there has been an alarm opening of that door. This is a fully expandable system, so you don't need to purchase anything, purchase all of the alarms at once. You can add them in stages, and at the same time, if you have a storage property and you plan on expanding in the future, all you need to do is add the wireless repeaters and then simply put the door alarms on the new units, and you're done. You don't need to purchase a whole new set of equipment from us. You can just simply expand and make it that easy. Because it is wireless and we use wireless repeaters, you can protect facilities of any size and shape. There isn't any number of units that is limited to. There isn't any size. You just need to have the proper amount of wireless repeaters out there, and you can cover acres and acres of property without a problem. Our sensors are very easy to install, which makes for a low-cost installation. It's basically 2 screws on the magnet, 2 screws on the sensor, and you're done. A common thing that people always ask us about when they're looking at our door sensors is how do the batteries last? And the batteries that we have in here are designed to last 20 years, but we give you the assurance of warranting those batteries for 10 years, and so you'll never have to worry about purchasing batteries in the 10 years that you have these from us, which is a great span of life for these things, and certainly something that we stand behind. It goes without saying that these would obviously be weather resistant and can stand out in even the toughest of weather situations out there, because they were designed to live outside. As I already talked about, our gate activity is directly incorporated, or I'm sorry, integrated into the management software, and I just wanted to give you a close-up example of again what this looks like. But right up here in the top corner of QuikStor Express, you have your gate activity log, and as a little snapshot zoom in here, you can see that it will display some very useful information for you. It will show the customer's name that is associated with that code. It will show the unit number that they are renting. It will show what their current paid to date is. It will show the time down to the second of when that access took place. It will also tell you what keypad they were accessing, and so if you have more than 1 or 2 keypads, if let's say you have keypads on your climate control building or your elevators or various buildings around the property, it will list what access it has on there, and so you can always see which keypad people were trying to access. Now, when you're using the software, you can double-click on the tenant's name, and it will actually pull up their account over here and again immediately bring up their information over here on the right-hand side. So you can, if someone is delinquent and you want to pull up and find out how much they owe, you can do that instantly, and it's a very simple process. Regarding your gate activity reports, everything can be done from the Express software. You see the gate activity listed here under the Reports tab, and you can see that you have you can print out all the gate codes. You can see the gate codes for a particular unit, and you have the gate activity report, and then you can also run a gate activity report for a specific unit. So if there ever was an instance where you need to find out who was on the property at one time, these last two are date range reports, so you can actually put in a time frame that you would like to have that report cover. And that just, again, shows the integration between the hardware and software. This is our Guardian control panel, which is how you would set up the keypad system. I did just want to show this to you so you can see that, again, it is incredibly user-friendly. But you would see all of your keypad devices listed here. You can simply select the device, and if you need to open it remotely, you can do that. You can also hold it open if you want the front gate to be held open for an auction day or whatever the case might be. You can do that here from the software, and then at the end of that you can simply close it. But this is, if you were not using our management software, this is what you'd be looking at for your gate activity. It obviously isn't as easy if it was built right into the software like what you get when you're using QuikStor Express, but you can see all the gate activity listed right from here. One thing you can also do is you can set up non-tenant codes, and so you can set up codes for your managers. If you have people that come onto the property that are not tenants, landscapers, maintenance people, you can set those up right here, and so they will be tracked as a non-tenant code, and they will not have a unit number associated with them. You can configure custom keypad messages from here. Again, another tool that allows you to set yourself apart from other companies or competitors that don't offer that. It'll obviously welcome them to the property and to your storage facility, but you can also say something special if you'd like. You can set up different access zones, and so you can control where your customers are allowed to go. If you have multiple buildings with keypads on them, the people that have a unit in there are the only ones that need access to that building. And so if you don't have access, or if you don't have a unit inside there, you put in your code, it won't let you in. And you can set up all those different zones, and same thing for time zones as well. So if you have commercial tenants that need access before and after your normal business hours, you can give them extended access at the same time, limiting your regular storage customers to just access when you are open. The last thing that I want to point out here is that for support purposes, we have a built-in diagnostic panel that allows our technicians to get real easy access to what is going on with the system if there ever is a problem. And so we can have access to that real easily to get you on your way with a solution that works. I'm going to go ahead and move on to the next slide here. Oops, sorry about that. We have, in addition to our keypads that we offer for security, we also have a full line of video surveillance products that can be used in conjunction with our equipment. And again, as I already pointed out, our support plan covers not just software or keypads, but it covers everything. And so if you have a support plan with us, we don't have different support packages for the different products we sell. Everything is included under one blanket policy, and if you have support, you can get support for anything you have from us. But we have cameras and DVRs for pretty much any application that you need. You have outdoor dome cameras for nice discrete installation. We have box cameras that can be installed in large prominent boxes if you want to act as more a visual deterrent. We have pan tilt zoom cameras that are nice high technology and can zoom in and follow. You can set it up to scan a parking lot or a larger area so you can get a good idea of what's going on. But then you can also take control of it and look over into a particular area and see what's going on yourself. And so it's a very neat tool. We have had a lot of interest in those as owners are starting to have or want more remote access, but also be more hands-off and not need to be at the property to see this information. All of our DVRs do offer an online ability, and you can even synchronize multiple properties through a DVR software that we offer so that you can see the offices of all your storage properties, or you can see the alleyways or the entrances to all of your properties on one screen and not need to have a complicated software to accomplish that. We offer infrared cameras, decoy cameras, as well as the pinhole camera that goes inside the keypad to just fill out that full line of video surveillance products. One of the last things I want to talk about is, in particular, is our e-commerce online payment center. As I already mentioned, this is what would give your tenants the ability to pay their bill online, even in the comfort of their home or their smartphone or whatever web-enabled device they would like to use. And they simply need to put in their unit number and put in their password, which the first time is their gate code. But they can, of course, change their password to whatever they'd like it to be. And once they're in there, they'll be able to check their transaction history, check their balance with you, and see their status. If they're delinquent, they'll obviously see that they're delinquent, and they can make a payment for 1, 2, 3, up to 6 months in advance, and have all the options to pay with credit cards there directly from your website. And as I already also mentioned, they can set themselves up for paperless billing and also auto charge if you give them the option, which you have full control over in the software. One of the things that is interesting and unique is that our online payment center and really the reservation and rental side does pull your real-time availability and prices from the software. And so when a customer clicks on the rent or reserve a unit button, it's going to pull up a list of the units you have available. It's not going to pull up every unit you have. It's not going to give away your vacancy ratios, but it is going to show that if you have a unit available in that size, it'll show how much that will be, and if you have an online special available for it, it will also show that right here. Another unique thing you can do, as I mentioned, with the specials and discounts, you can offer a coupon code that they can enter in here and get a special rate. So if you want to print that on any marketing materials that you send out, or if you run an ad in a local paper or some type of print, you can put those in there, and they can have access to that when they go online. But one thing that definitely makes us unique when it comes to our online payment center is that we offer the ability to rent a unit online. We are the only industry software that allows you to rent directly from your website. So they can obviously reserve it, but the big thing is that they would rent it, you'd have made your money there, they would have selected and been assigned an actual unit in your software. They'll actually be moved into the QuikStor Express software, and the only thing they'll have to do when they show up to your property is come in, tell you who they are. You can print the lease agreement, which will already have all their information on it already, and then once they sign that, they'll have already paid, and all you have to do is give them a key code, which they can let you know, or you can assign it to them based on however you choose to do that. But that's it. They'll be on their way out the door within minutes, as opposed to having to come in and fill everything out again and have you process the payment. You can actually rent units without the need of any other partnership integration out there. You can do it all with QuikStor Express and the online payment center. As I already mentioned, everything is up to date, and so if you have a unit, if you only have one unit available and it gets rented online, it will become instantly not available in the office, and the same thing in reverse. If you only have one and someone walks in and rents it in person, it will immediately disappear from the website as soon as that transaction is complete. And so that is something that definitely makes us unique when it comes to that. Just moving on to the next slide here. One of the other parts of QuikStor, the e-commerce section, is that we have what's called QuikStor On Demand. And this is a nice feature that has been added in the last year to give you, the owner, some access when you have our online payment center. This is a read-only access. You go to QuikStorOnDemand.com and you put in your username and password, and you can have instant access to your site's information. And this can be accessed through a tablet, through any computer with the internet, you can use a smartphone and do this as well. You'll see if you have more than one site, you'll see your sites listed here, and you simply select the site you want to gain access to, hit the connect button, and then you'll have your complete list of tenants right here. When you select someone, you can pull up their quick information, and you can pull up their payment history, their delinquency history. You can pull up the manager notes that are listed here. So if you are out of the area and your manager needs to ask you a question about a particular tenant, and if they can give a discount or waive a setup fee or something, you can pull this up and see exactly what's going on. Now again, it's read only, so you can't make changes, but you do have access to this information. In addition to that, you have the full report center that you can run any report in QuikStor Express and have it instantly available to you right here. You have this dashboard which displays a nice little bit of information for you to go over. There's a number of graphs that can be selected here, and you can modify the time frames or the amounts adjusted here on the bottom, and so you can create a little custom dashboard for you to look at to determine how efficient your business is running. And also, if you have the QuikStor Guardian keypad system, we do have an online availability for this to where you can actually open your gate remotely. You can see the gate activity remotely, and that just adds to saving you time in the long run there. So that's the on-demand portion that comes with the QuikStor e-commerce online payment center. Now, I know I've covered a lot, and the main purpose of this is to show how you can increase your revenue with QuikStor. I just want to go over what I covered here. As I pointed out at the beginning, a big thing that people often overlook is how much time can cost you. But saving time is one of the things that we can definitely offer to you, and with one support number to call for any of your problems, that can certainly save time in so many different ways. We have a complete line of solutions for your property, so you don't need to spend the time going and shopping everything. If you find that you're needing something, you can call us, and likely we have something that will do exactly what you're looking for. If it's a security camera system, if it's an access control keypad, you need new credit card processing with a flat rate, you need a website, you need music and paging system. We do it all, and we want to be there as your sole provider for all those products. Again, integrations that are designed to work together. You don't have the headaches of trying to bounce back and forth between your different providers. Everything is taken care of under one roof. Going back to our experience in the industry, our management tools that we offer get you the information you need. We know what managers and owners want to see, and that's what we've built our products on. And so that is what really provides this last point, which is a company that stands behind you and the products that we provide. At QuikStor, we definitely have an insight to what you go through on a daily basis, what you want to see in your bottom line, and that's what drives all of us here. We have a fabulous team of people that are always working to provide the best products and service to our customers, as you can see by our 2 Best of Business awards the last 2 years. We are really looking forward to increasing your revenue by using QuikStor security and software. And with that, I'd like to thank you guys for your time, and I believe open up for some questions.
Let's see. The first question here, let me get to these. We've got a couple of them. All right, first question is, now let's see, this one is asking for some additional information about summarizing the features. And actually, the only question that I have right now, if anyone has any questions, now would be the time to send them. The question is a request for you for some more information.
Well, sure, that would be a problem at all. If people want to jump ahead and email that sales@quikstor.com, that'll come directly to me, and you can just put in the subject line webinar or Minico webinar, so I know that to send you information on what I've talked about. But I'd be more than happy to send you a packet of everything that we offer, and then so you can see it all in kind of an at-a-glance way. But QuikStor.com is also a great source for information, and it does highlight everything that we do there as well.
Here is, we do have a question that just popped in. Please describe how you make it easy for new managers to learn your software.
Oh, sure. When customers purchase our software, we have a number of different ways that we can help you. First and foremost, what I like to do is have a webinar, like just what we're going through now, where I have you guys connect to my computer and we run through the software, we go through the daily tasks, the things that you need and would get done on a normal daily basis. But then we also have monthly webinars to highlight new features and just basic time-saving tips. We have a very extensive user manual that is in the digital form, so you can use keyword searches to find information you're looking for. We have a large host of online video tutorials, as well as archived webinars from the past. And so you always have a wealth of information to learn our software. But if there is a need for more intense training, if you will, that's always something that we like to offer when needed. And we can do, usually we do like an hour webinar, and then what I'll do is I'll give you guys, a week or so to chew on what we talked about, and then we'll do a follow-up webinar the next week after you've had some time to play with the software and get some questions for us to answer. And on that note, another great feature of our software is we have a built-in training mode. So you can actually flip over to a dummy database, and you can process transactions. You can, move people in, move people out, change, play around with moving the paid to date, giving people credits and things, and not have to worry about messing up your actual customer base. But you can use that training mode to learn the software and get all your questions and quirks out in that beginning time period.
Great. We have another question that just came in. How does the e-commerce work with our existing website?
Basically what we do, we provide you 3 links, and the first link is for your existing customers to pay online, and your web designer can simply create 3 buttons on your website for each of these links, and those links would be for an existing customer login, a rent a unit, and then a reserve a unit. But they can be added to any website, and what we do to match, we'd ask you to obviously give us your website address so we can take a look at what your current website looks like, and then we'll do our absolute best to match the e-commerce pages to what you currently have. We'll color match it. We'll take a logo from you and a picture of your property and put that on the e-commerce site so it does look as close to your existing website as possible. But the integration is very easy with just those 3 links.
Next question is, do we provide you with our logo and you get it on the keypads, or is that something we have to do?
Most of the time you send us the logo and we put it in for you before it ships, but I'll be perfectly honest that it's not a very hard thing to do yourself. Even if you wanted to change it or put something else in there, that little logo display area is simply secured on the inside with 4 little screws, and you could pop that out and change it whenever you like. It's just a 2-inch circle, so as long as you create something that fits, it will work just fine.
All right, great. Next question is, we have a lot of dust storms and occasional hailstorms in sunny Arizona. How does your equipment hold up to that kind of weather?
Our equipment we get raving reviews from people out in those areas, even those that were skeptical of these new polycarbonate keypads. But these keypads have a full weather seal all the way around them. I've never had any issues with dust or hail or even large snowstorms and things. So even in the coldest environments, we have a keypad heater that can be placed on the keypad to provide a slight amount of heat to the keys, so it keeps them from freezing up should temperatures dip below that freezing point. But we have these things installed all over the country, and I never hear of any issues of sand or dust or anything creating any problems at all.
All right, I think that wraps up the questions for today. We'd like to thank everyone for attending, and as a reminder, you will receive an email shortly with a link to the archived presentation. We'd like to invite you to visit the education destination for self-storage at www.ministoragemessenger.com, where you can view any of our past webinars for free. In addition, you'll find information about our upcoming webinars as well. Thank you again for attending, and have a wonderful rest of the day.